We're going to get started. We've got 5 budgets here that we're going to work, and then we will be done and probably take off a few days, and then maybe next week we may come back with to do some other things, but we will be done with the budgets this year. So we're going to start with Pool Money Investment Board, and so looking at 24 and 25, they really didn't have any changes that I could really see. So.
Chairman, I would make a motion to concur with the governor's recommendation for FY 2024 and FY 2025 on the Pooled Money Investment Board.
Second by Representative Riley. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. All right. Next, we will go to the Kansas Human Rights Commission. So Kansas Human Rights Commission 24 looks pretty straightforward. 25, they had the 1 and 2. The governor picked 2 as the, so Representative Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I would agree with the governor that we concur with the governor on the 2024 and 2025 budget for the Kansas Human Rights Commission budget.
Is there a second? Second by Representative Amix. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right, we'll go to Capers. Representative Amix. I mean, Riley, sorry. No. Representative Riley.
So, Mr. Chair, again, I would like to concur with the governor's budget on the 2024 and the 2025 Capers budget.
All right. Is there a second? Second by Representative Pickert. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries. All right. Office of the State Treasurer. The treasurer's 2024 is fairly straightforward, but I do think maybe 25 we might want to look at a few things on it. So we have some Star Bonds food sales tax replacement fund. We have the LAVTR that is in that one. So Representative Turk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In 2025, I propose that we remove the LAVTR as we did in last year's budget. The same pattern is coming back. A fundamental redistribution of wealth with no teeth is something I can't get behind. Couldn't get behind it last year. I won't get behind it this year. It's just something that it's just there's so many holes in the concept, and we're really going to have to address this pot of money in a deeper fashion in the future. But as of this year, this I want to remove that from the 25 budget.
Is there a second? Representative Riley seconds. Any discussion? Representative Amix.
Well, I appreciate the comments by the representative. I know a year ago when I had asked to have the money placed in the office of the treasurer, I think it's one way of being able to directly help taxpayers on increased property taxes. I'm going to think that probably till the day I die. But and I'm sure that representative is going to continue to express his feelings as long as we're both here. But the truth of the matter is again, I think it's a simple way and a straightforward way to be able to directly help taxpayers.
Right. Representative Riley.
Thanks for the discussion, Mr. Chair. And I was just wondering, in that motion, did we have anything on fiscal year 2024 on that discussion before we do 2025?
Yeah, it's not in 2024's budget. Yeah, we removed it last year. Actually, we didn't
Well,
add
that's
it
what I'm
back
saying.
in, I think.
I didn't get a second, I don't think.
Yeah.
We don't have motion on the floor.
Oh, we'll do them. We'll do them both same time. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, we'll do them both same time. So, any more discussion on the amendment? Representative Robinson. Yeah, we're making some changes in the 2025 governor's rec.
Page 10.
So we're on page 10, and his amendment would remove number 3, which is the local ad valorem tax reduction fund of 54 million from the budget. Representative Amix.
It's the money that goes back to help taxpayers with their homes.
Yeah, I allowed you to do that.
Here, let me clarify.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative Turk.
Let me clarify. So LAVTR is where the state we take in money from taxes. And the LAVTR is a funding mechanism for which the state gives money back to municipalities. Now, the way it's written, it says, here, municipalities, we trust you to spend this money in an effort to reduce your property taxes. It in no means puts those municipalities under any way, shape, or form that has no teeth. It doesn't. The municipalities don't have to. They can then take that money and spend it on ice cream if they want. It doesn't. It does not work. It hasn't worked. There's a reason it hasn't been funded in years and years and years. And all we're doing is saying we aren't going to fund it again because at this point the municipalities aren't. They haven't shown us that they're going to spend it on reducing property taxes. So there we go.
And I will say it hasn't been funded since 2003. So, Representative Smith.
Last summer I had a call from a constituent and he asked me why we weren't having this tax, and I never had heard it. So I called and they told me, well, it really hadn't been since 2003, what you just said. So it's been 20 years since we've had this. So, it's not like it's, I don't know, not a key thing. So thank you.
Representative Amix.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and believe me, I'm not taking offense at in my former life being a local elected official, because I truly think that everybody in local government, and I just believe this, goes out of their way to make sure that is given as tax relief to taxpayers. But if we really wanted to do this and we wanted to make sure that take local governments out of the picture, send it directly to the taxpayer. That'll take care of that problem. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Any other discussion on the amendment?
The amendment?
Representative Riley.
Well, I had further discussion on that, and I think this would be an amendment to your amendment, Representative Turk. That would be still on page 10, number 4. There to take off that $3 million.
Oh, let's finish up with his amendment, and then
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Let's do them separate. Yeah. All right. Any other? All right. Seeing none, Representative Turk, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think all that needs to be said has been said. I close.
Okay. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. Ayes do have it. Motion passes. Would you like to be recorded? It's up to you. All right. Melton, I'm sorry, not Meltner. Melton and Amix would like to be recorded as a no. All right. Representative Riley.
So I would move that we have a discussion on also taking off the $3 million on the Star Bonds food sales tax replacement. So what we're trying to do here was to make a guesstimate of how much would be lost by taking away the food sales tax on certain areas of metropolitan areas that they have restaurants where they would be losing, or a grocery store where they would be losing, not restaurants, grocery stores, where they would be losing that sales tax revenue to pay off their star bonds. And it's just a guesstimate at this point. So at this point, I would just say, I would like to take that total $3 million off. We can come back later at some other time and put money back in there if we see it, but it's just a guesstimate. So I would like to take it off.
Is there a second? Second by Representative Turk. I'll just say that even with that 3 million off, it still is 5.3 million that's going towards that star bond sales tax replacement fund. And it does appear that every year we always end up, if you look back in 24, we reduced it by almost $4 million. So it does appear that it's pretty fluid. So I think there's plenty of other bites to the apple that we're going to have on this. So I think at this time it would be a good idea to just remove it. So Representative Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I was just wondering if they take that money, away food stamps, are they going to be able to pay off those star bonds?
Yeah, Representative Bradley.
I think the answer to that question, it's not really for food stamps.
Not food stamp. I meant sales tax. I meant sales tax.
Correct. So it's, currently we're rolling back the amount of sales tax that we have on groceries, right?
Right.
In stores, not in restaurants. And so a lot of these areas, these urban areas that have been promoted to, they have motels and destination places. And so they are part of these star bond places. And so I don't know that we've seen in the last couple of years, there's not a whole lot of actual grocery stores or places that are selling groceries where that sales tax gets reduced. So it's a very small number, really. It's not in the whole city. It's not in the whole urban area. It's just this little small area that's the star bonds area that we're talking about.
Yeah, Representative Smith.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. I understand what you're saying, and like you say, that $3 million, it just seems like, hey, if we're counting on this to pay off the star bonds and now it disappears, are they going to stay afloat? Is what
Yeah, and there's still 5.3 million that is being tagged for fiscal year 25 for those star bond replacements. And my understanding is a lot of the star bonds they're paying off early anyway. And so, the vice chair is right. And a lot of them don't have areas in there that, there might be a little bit of food that's sold, in the maybe some, I don't know, convenience stores, or maybe an area in a hotel that has but for the most part, it's restaurants and places like that, hotels. And so there's not a lot of this food sales tax in it. So if we're wrong, and, we'll probably be looking at this in appropriations still. And then next year they can always come back and say, hey, the 5.3 wasn't quite enough. We need to increase it. So
thank you, Mr. Chair.
yeah. All right. Any other discussion? Representative Amix.
Chairman, just a statement. I think the money was probably put in there for a reason, the recommendation, and not knowing the area, and I apologize for this, not knowing the area probably the way I should. I think it's appropriate to leave that there.
All right. Any other discussion? Yeah, Sharday.
Just want to seek clarification. So the agency request was 7.7 million. The governor's request was 7.3 million. And you are, as a committee, voting to take another 3 million. Okay. Thank you.
Which, Representative, I think you're thinking 5.3 million, right? That would be left, right? Or 4.3 million. 4.3. My math is not, boy. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I don't need math, do I? No. Okay. All right. It'd be 4.3 million. So, all right. Any other discussion? Seeing none, Representative, you may close.
It's chair, close.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. Ayes do have it. Motion passes. All right. Any other changes in 2025? Seeing none, is there a motion to pass out 24 and 25 as amended? Okay. Representative Turk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move that we pass out the treasurer's budget for 24 and 25 as amended.
Second by Representative Riley. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion passes.
And the only reason, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, if I could, the only
Go ahead.
reason that I do that is, that $54 million and being able to help, local taxpayers, I think is a real deal. That's,
I understand. You've been very consistent with it every year, so not a problem. All right. The last is Department Administration. All right. Department Administration, we start in 24. I think I think we need to make some changes. The governor did some GBAs, and so I think in 24 we'll move some of those. So Representative Riley.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I would just like to move some of the things that the governor had a recommendation for 2025, move them back to 2024. So I'm looking at what the governor has or what the department has of number 5. There.
You're starting. We're on page 12. So
yeah, but I'm referencing off of 25, just so you know. So that's like on page 13.
Okay.
So we're not confused. But again, I'm making this recommendation for 2024. Okay. So I'm looking at where it says governor's recommendation, number 5 here. I would just like to, I know there's not, there's paragraphs, there's 5 paragraphs there. I would just like us to concentrate of maybe moving to 2024, just because of the kind of bonds that we're looking at here, that this $20.2 million SGF. So moving that back to 2024. And then I would like you to maybe look at the next 2 that are on there, the 23 million and the 4.7 million. Look at moving them also back to 24. Those 2, I think we need to look at them as whether we can, my understanding from what we were told by the revisor research people, those 2 might have to be negotiated of whether we can get those through too or not. So I would just, the last 2 paragraphs, I would like to move those to 2024 with some kind of a comment if we can negotiate those and put them in the State Finance Council committee.
I think the intent here is to move the 20 million SGF for Series 2016H. The agency said that one is callable at the end of this year. They should be able to pay that one off. So if we give that to them in 24, they can start that process. The next 2, the 23 million and the 4.7 million, that would be 2020K bonds and the 2020S bonds. Those are going to have to negotiate. And so I think that the motion here would be to set that money aside into the State Finance Council, and that if those negotiations are made, then they will go to the State Finance Council, ask for explain to them what the deal was, what they've been able to make to pay, and then the State Finance Council will release the money to them. Was that what you're? Okay. Second by Representative Turk. Any discussion on that? Okay, Representative Turk. No.
So just to be clear, so 5C is callable now. If you put letters to the dots, ABC. I'm just trying to make it easy for conversation. The third paragraph, third paragraph is callable now.
No, okay, so the 1.5 million, is that the one you're talking about?
20 mil.
Oh, the 20 million. Yes, yes. Yeah, no, that one's callable as far as I understood at the end of this year in December of 2024, I believe. November 24. Okay. November 24, that one's callable. So,
Okay, and the last two, those are the ones that are upon negotiation pending a deal, and that's the one we're gonna send it to the finance council, and is that the escrow one?
yes, they would be basically the money's being put into escrows to a certain extent. So we're sending it to the state finance council for them to ultimately release the funds.
So, and again, just clarification, basically that, I mean, these are independent people or independent investors, and they might decide that they want to buy, to sell, we don't know. So we just need to, put that money there and see if we can move those bonds.
Yeah, and this gives the state finance council another look at it before the final decision is made. So, Representative Amix, you had a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And yeah, just a question for the maker of the motion. The reason that it's going to the State Finance Council?
Well, I think they're better able to handle that negotiation as a third party rather than us. Who would you rather it go to negotiate that?
Go to me.
Okay, would you, all right.
Okay. I think, Representative, the intent is that it just puts another set of eyes. This money is going to go into escrow. I mean, basically, it's going to go into for them to be able to make those negotiations. If we do it this way, then once those negotiations are done, they can then come to the state finance council, which the governor is the one that makes the, she calls the meetings for the state finance council, and then they can decide, okay, yeah, we're getting this deal, and those leaders can then say, yeah, that's a good deal, let's go forward, release the money, and it's done.
So last question, if I could, is what effect, okay, by moving these up into 24, does it have any negative effect on our balances or anything? What? Yeah, no, I understand that.
Mr. Chair. So yeah, if they get paid off, those balances would be gone.
Got that.
Yeah, and my understanding,
day-to-day operations, I guess is what I'm asking.
right, I don't believe so. And my understanding is that they want to start on them earlier than fiscal year 25. And the governor actually did a GBA last week to move all of these to 24. So we're just kind of following that GBA is what we're doing. So
Discussion.
no problem. Yep. All right. Any other discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, you may close your amendment.
I move my motion.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. All right. Any other discussion on fiscal year 24? So are we, any other discussion on 24? Yeah. Representative Robinson. Yeah. I don't think it makes a difference. What page are you on? Oh, on page 11. Oh, okay. Yeah. Theoretically, it was a renovation because it's the same building name, so I know it's a totally new building, but the foundation is the same. So the reason why it was taken down the way it was is because all of our heating and cooling is in the basement for all of the complex. So they needed to do it in that way. So theoretically, the bones of the basement's still there of docking buildings. So it's a renovation. The tunnel will still be there. Yes. Sure will. All right. Any other changes in 24? Not seeing any. Let's go ahead and pass 24 and then we'll go to 25. So is there a motion to pass out 24? Oh, okay. We'll wait. All right, Representative Melton is back now. So, any more discussion on 24? Representative Turk, you want to make a motion?
I move that we pass out 2024 as amended.
Is there a second? Second by Representative Riley. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Okay, now to 25. We have actually dealt with parts of 25 that we moved into 24. So hopefully that was kind of understand. Representative Turk.
You have a couple modifications in line with what was already been done. I propose that we delete out number 3.
Page number on that?
That'd be 12, I believe. Delete out number 3, and then also remove the second paragraph, which I've coined B, of the list of bonds. So that would be 2015H and 2021K.
450 million. Okay, so the under 5 and the second paragraph B. Okay, 450 million. Okay. Is there a second? Second by Representative Riley. Any discussion? So he has removed number 3, which is the Division of Budget Operations, to create a policy analyst position, and then the Capers 2015H and 2021K bonds, the 450 million for that would be deleted. Do you have? No, together is one motion. Representative Amix.
Okay, so wasn't the $450 million to put us in a better position with Capers? Isn't that the original intent?
Representative Turk.
Remind me what the percentages are on those bonds, please. Yes.
This is for 2015H and 2021.
For the record, Stephen Wu, Legislative Research. The interest on Series 2015H ranges from 3.7 to a little under 5%. And on 2021K, it ranges from a little under 1% to about 2.7, 2.8.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Okay, so you're just saying pull these because the interest rate is too favorable.
Representative Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just wondered, the bonds with Capers, did we originally do this just to meet budget, or why did we do this? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Representative Bradley, you want to answer that? Is that what you want?
Yes.
Okay.
So I was on that committee when that investment committee, well, I guess it was the financial committee, when we did that. And because the interest rates were so low, we felt, and because Capers was doing such a good job of creating income from the amount of money that we had, we wanted to give them more money so that they can invest more money. And they have done that. They have done a very good job. So basically, we borrowed while the interest rates were very low on those bonds, gave that money to Capers, and then they have invested it. I'm trying to think what their current number was, something like 7.9% or something this last year. 11? Okay, sorry, at old numbers. But so you see, they're borrowing it, that amount of money and making us good money in Capers. Thanks.
Representative Amex.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Were these bonds, were these part of the defeasement that was going to happen? That we were actually going to earn more than what we're paying out?
Well, we're actually earning more right now than what we would.
But I mean, we're really going to earn. Well, what we were going to earn, on our investment was going to be like in the 5%, possibly the 5% range, versus paying out the 1% that we're paying on these. Isn't that what was going to happen? I mean, I don't think it really matters, quite honestly, but.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? And I'll just remind everybody that 450 they're not callable. So it's going into it would be going into an annuity or something, and the 450 isn't even close to what we owe. We owe 1.5 billion. So between those two, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Little over $1 billion between the two. Yes. So. All right. Any other questions? Seeing none, Representative, you may close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And just to put a cap on it, the overall return on investment here is just it's in the numbers, guys. Like, pulling 450 million out of the budget to pay off something that is not hurting us. It's in fact advantageous. Just doesn't make sense. So with that, I close.
Okay.
Just real quick. No effect on Capers, correct?
No effect on Capers. Okay, Representative Turk, you may close.
Close again.
All right. Hearing the motion, all those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. Ayes do have it. Motion passes. All right. If we could get a motion to pass out 25 favorable if there's no other changes. Representative Turk.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move to pass out 2025 of the Department of Administration's budget as amended.
Second by Representative Riley. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Ayes appear to have it. Ayes do have it. Motion passes. All right, everybody. That is all for today, and that finishes up all of our all of our budgets. And I start Wednesday in reporting out most of these. So you want to come and watch, you may. 9 o'clock. Always entertaining.
You don't have anything for the rest of the week in this committee, right?
Yeah, so we will not be meeting the rest of this week. So no meeting tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday. And then probably, we're not going to probably meet Monday, and then we'll see about Tuesday and Wednesday as we go along next week. Kind of depends on how quickly we maybe get some of this other things that we want to look at figured out. So, all right, with that, thank you guys, and we will see you later. Have a good rest of the evening, and we're adjourned.